In this video, I wanted to cover Lululemon. I wanted to look at the company, see what their prospects are for revenue growth, value the company, and see if they're discounted or being priced at a premium. I also want to entertain the idea of either buying shares or would I be a seller of shares. I don't currently own any Lululemon shares. Lululemon has been around for a while, and geez, about 20 years ago, they really became a very popular garment. The yoga pants that they introduced became incredibly popular, and you've probably noticed them. I know my wife owns a number of pair, and she really appreciates that type of apparel. Now, I'm going to take a look at the company, and it's in direct response to a request I had on a live stream yesterday by a gentleman by the name of Will. And this video is the idea of Will's, and I wanted to cover the stock. I think it's an interesting one to cover at this time. Looking at this stock, it's been sold off quite aggressively in 2025. It's down 46%. It's up today by 2%, which is nice, but boy, the sell off has been fierce. It is a $24.8 billion market cap company, and the revenue of the company is 10.75 billion. The P ratio looks pretty rational at 14, and analysts think it's discounted by more than 50%. Taking a look at their revenue growth, it's been growing quite nicely. Trailing 12 months, 9%. As they get bigger, of course, we expect that percentage growth to come down a little bit. Their margins are good. All around 60% gross margins is very good for an apparel company. I consider Lululemon a premium brand. I think they're trying to expand past, the whole yoga apparel category. They've sponsored a few tennis players. I think that's a good idea, expanding into tennis. Other, I think, casual garment categories. I imagine the apparel is super comfortable. I don't own any Lululemon. When they make nice t-shirts, I'll probably be a buyer. I'm sure they do, but they probably charge like $100 for a t-shirt I could find for 10, 20 bucks. So we'll see when they come down to my category of clothing. The margins are great because they are able to charge a premium price because people like their apparel. And that's great, which makes them profitable. Their profit margins are very good. Free cash flow margin for an apparel company is very good. The forecast for Lululemon looks positive. They're going to continue to grow. Here, they're in the fiscal year 2026, which will end February 2nd, 2026. This is what they consider the retail calendar. They want to close a month after the Christmas holiday. That way they can accumulate all the orders they took in during Christmas, as well as all the returns that tend to happen right after Christmas, and book it in the same fiscal year. So they're going to grow nicely for the next couple of years, and that looks fairly sound to me. The profits are going to continue to grow as well, and the PE ratio is going to stay at a very attractive low teens number. I've researched, analyzed, and calculated the intrinsic value of Lulu stock, and I'm finding that this stock is discounted by 32%. And I get there by first valuing the company by their cash flow that I expect in the future, putting together a forecast, growing the free cash flow by a logical growth rate that I expect from this company. I add cash, take away debt to get to an equity value of the stock. That's what these cash flows are worth in today's value. And when I compare that to the current stock price, I actually think the cash is worth 33% more. The net present value of earnings per share in the future calculates to a value 27% higher than the current stock price. So the big sell-off in Lululemon has created a discounted stock, and I think an opportunity. Lululemon is a premium brand. I don't own any of their products, but I do observe that I think a lot of people like their brand, and they can, as they have been doing, grow into new categories and begin to sell to new customers. I think that's a great idea. And I would consider buying Lululemon. I think it's a buy at this discount. So I'm going to mull it over, maybe wait for an additional pullback, and maybe buy a starter position of Lululemon.